First off, shout out Blue Lock. The new season for to come back out soon. I can't wait for this U20 season to come out because shit is about to get real with it. But you know what it is. It's your boy 12 back at it again with another banger from you guys from the One Piece chapter 1127, Adventures in the Land of Mystery. And it's time to get right into it. You know how we getting down. First things first, this cover art kind of decent, man. We see, of course, Dogstorm sitting down with Yamato eating, of course, you know, as they talk about the kidnappings that's been happening throughout the land of Wano, especially at the Sobo shop. I guess they're going to come up with a plan right now to see just how they can actually stop that and prevent that from happening even further. But we got a chapter for you guys because we get right into it. And of course, there's a fire breaking out, and the giants cannot put it out with the spring water because it's a certain smell that is given off. And this fire, of course, is burning so bright and so fast that it's going to mess the forest up. And if it messes the forest up, it's going to end up spreading to, of course, the great tree. And if that happens, then, of course, the Elbaf country is finished. Now, they're saying, should they report this to the sun god? But, of course, we get cutaways everywhere. And we see that, of course, the bees are falling down everywhere. People are falling afoot. They're not but what they call it, the sting moors have fallen from the sky. And a lot of things just aren't falling right now for some reason. But the giants are definitely going crazy right now. Some things are happening. But remember, we left off with Nami waking up somewhere in the mysterious castle. This castle, of course, is the Big Stein Castle. And Nami, of course, is alive. And she is terrified because there's giant bees everywhere. So Zeus is finally out. Zeus is protecting Nami, of course. But last thing she remembers is riding on a ship, of course, the giant ship. And now she is by herself, all alone, and does not know what to do. So, of course, she screams out, "Somebody help me." Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and she'll even settle for Usopp. And as she says Usopp, she hears a certain voice, most likely inside the back of her head. And it's a familiar voice because it's Usopp's voice. And as she goes to take off going towards Usopp, she trips and falls because where she at is a castle that looks like it's made out of Lego pieces. When she falls, she looks up and sees a giant, fluffy hedgehog that's so adorable. But as she screams, it turns evil, and of course the spikes come out of it like a hedgehog does and starts chasing after her. Nami takes off, and as she takes off, she's getting closer and closer to Usopp's voice saying, "Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" And of course Usopp is screaming out to Nami, "Save me" as well, because Usopp is trapped inside the mouth of this giant cat-like thing, whatever this monster thing is. So Nami does what she does best, using her brain. Of course, you have Zeus now, and of course, you have your new attacks that you can do with him. You have an upgrade, Nami. It's cool. Like, you're the new big mom coming into this pirate ship. She screams out, "Zeus, extend!" And Zeus goes right out and extends in, hits the hedgehog right in the face, and of course, zaps it right and gets a good old shock. And as it gets the shock, Nami realizes that she may have pushed it just too far. And as she falls down there, of course, her and Usopp are now next to one another, and they're looking up at the glare that this monster is giving off. And this monster just got shocked, so it's not in a good mood. So what do we know that happens all the time whenever we see Nami and Usopp together? The cowardly duo, they take off running opposite directions. And of course they think, oh, well, we were just drinking the alcohol and a giant said that we can hallucinate from this. So these must be something that has to do with the hallucinations. And of course, Usopp, being who Usopp is, he simply says, oh, well, if they're hallucinations, they can't hurt me. And he stops inside of his tracks and turns around at this giant cat and gets rocked. And as he gets rocked, it looks like he just died. And of course, Nami starts crying, freaking out. Usopp gets sent flying out of the castle wall. And of course, landing down in front of a giant lion. So now Usopp is on the ground, out cold. So we think he's out cold. You know how he does. He likes to play dead for the most part. we like to think that Usopp's one of us, but of course, like it's kind of up there with like him being non-human in a way, with just some abilities that he does have. But he is probably the closest thing to being human when it comes down to it. He lands out there, and of course, Nami is looking up at this giant fucking lion, and this lion is looking back at them, and Nami simply says, "Usopp, get up, open your eyes. We're about to die." And she simply uses him as a shield, puts him right in front of it. But you never mess with Nami, because you mess with Nami, you're going to always get the boars. And of course, in comes Jumble Freak and Gear Forth, Gum Gum Elephant, and Three Sword Style Black Rope Dragon, as we see all three of the monster trio flying in to knock out this lion, hitting it one by one by one, and simply knocks out this giant lion that transforms back into a cat. And as it gets transformed back into a cat, people are starting to think, what the heck is this place going on? We see the new look that all of them have now. We see Luffy with his new hat that has like the horns coming out of it, like he's the Elbaf giant warrior with the fur with it. We see Zoro with his new goggles that he has with it, of course looking raw as ever inside the new armor, and of course Sanji looking like, you know, a knight for the most part, having on his armor with the sword sheathed inside there, or whatever that is that's tucked away that he probably would never use inside of his life. But we do get the monster trio finally jumping in and doing their thing. As they sit here, they look so confused because they're trying to figure out where's the Sunny? Where's the rest of the crew? What are they doing? Of course, what else is there that can go wrong inside this new place? But for the most part, the crew is back together. And of course, the original crew is set to start the arc for Elbaf. And we start off the arc, of course, with some good laughs, because now that they knocked the cat out, they're simply wondering, I wonder, he said, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to eat this one. It's not like the roasted rabbit that they had earlier, meaning that the monster trio has been knocking out these animals and eating them. So this is nothing new that we see from the crew. Remember when they roasted the giant dragon when they were on Punk Hazard? Now they're just running around in the land of Elbaf, knocking out giant animals and eating them as well. So welcome to the crew. We are now officially inside of our Elbaf arc. Egghead is done with. We're landed on the island, and it's time to go. We see this is going to be the arc, hopefully, where we get Usopp at his peak, when we get him to awaken a little bit more of his abilities that he does have dormant to the inside of him. So stick tuned, because, you know, it being a quick chapter, we have another chapter coming out soon. Sorry for delay with it. I could have got to a little bit earlier. It is some things, though, that are kind of like, that's kind of interesting to me. Because we look at some of the outfits that they're wearing, but not just that, like, this has to be an arc where it's a severe power up that we can tell for sure, because they're going against all giant things now. So what do you guys have inside mind? What do you think is going to end up happening to the crew, of course, and where they're coming from? And of course, welcome to Elbaf. It's time to let loose. The crew is here. Don't know how they got changed, but they're ready to go. Stick tuned for more 1216 podcast manga edition, and we'll be covering more and more and more as we keep going on with, of course, Goda. This is 12 officially signing off, and of course, hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that comment down below if you want to, interact with us a little bit more. And of course, we'll see you next time. 12 officially signing off.